l'ultimo DPCM di Conte del 14 gennaio e il nuovo DPCM del governo dei migliori si somigliano in tutto e per tutto. Stessi colori, stesse parole, stessi contenuti e purtroppo stessa filosofia, che si potrebbe riassumere in 3 semplici parole: chiudere tutto, chiudere tutto, chiudere tutto.
Alright guys, here we are. It's another segment where we're going to give you updates about the new DPCM, the framework of the new DPCM which the government are trying to put in place so that you guys can understand the paraphrase work what they're trying to put on the Mario Draghi and the Roberto Sparanza. These two people are the ones who are handling the case of this COVID-19 now. Presently here in Italy, I have to give you guys this update so that you guys can see how they're trying to framework all this DPCM in order to restrict or to beat down the rate at which people are being infected on this COVID-19. All right, now have it in mind that the Italian students, the areas where they're having the red zone, they are going to be studying online. You understand? This is what they are saying, that the Italians, the areas where they're having red zone, they will be the ones to be studying online. So it depends on the way your area is, depends on how your region is. That will depend how the restriction will go on. Now, without wasting time, let's kick in together and see the article so that you guys can see how all these things is going. So now let's go to the article so that you guys can understand how they are trying to paraphrase or form all this DPCM, this Mario Draghi and that of the Roberto Sparanza. All right, he said here, new DPCM, hope confirm the squares on schools, online lessons in the red areas and with a high incidence. You understand? Let's go to the major articles. Right, guys, so now listening to this particular place, very important. He said here, the Ministry of Health explained that the contagious curve shows strong a sign of recovering. Hence, the need to tighten restrictions starting with the school where the English variant runs fast. You understand? All right, he said here, the DPCM has been signed and will be enforced from 6th March to 6th April. All right, he said here, Locatelli and Brusofero sound the alarm on mantention where the Ministry for Regional Affairs points out the continuity with the previous executive. Now let's go to the major articles here. There are many things to observe. We are going to take our time to get this paraphrase work which they are trying to put as a DPCM here in Italy. All right, he said, 4 days after the expiring of the DPCM currently in force, the Prime Minister Mario Draghi signed the new decree that will regulate the life of Italians from 6th March to 6th April. That is until after Easter. You understand? All right, he said here, the main novelty as a widely anticipated concerns schools, institute of all type and levels that are located in the red zone or in areas with an incidence of cases exceeding 250 per 100,000 inhabitants will switch to a distance learning. Let me explain this particular place. What they're trying to state at this point is that the places where they are going to have the red zone, that is the place they are going to have the more contagious, they are going to study online, the students, like I explained initially. So that is what this particular place is trying to state. Let's go a little bit forward and see how all these things are going. All right, he said, the reason explained Minister Roberto Sparanza at a press conference is that the English variant, which has become prevalently in our country, has a particular capacity for expansion in younger groups. You understand? So this UK coronavirus, this is what they are talking about. I don't know if these things have arrived here in Italy. So this is what they are talking about, this new variant that is spread faster even to young ones. This is what these people are trying to state here, which is the Roberto Sparanza and the SPAT. You understand? All right, let's go a little bit forward again. He said, guiding principle of a new DPCM therefore remain that of the protection of health. Speranza reiterated that to restart Italy, we must win health battle, especially now that the contagious curve show robust sign of recovering, and we are dealing with a same variant of the virus at European and world level. You understand? All right, he said, the latest ISS study has in fact ascertained the presence of the British mutation at 55 4%, followed by the Brazilian 4% and South African 0.4%. Now let's go a little bit forward here. He said, hope the decision of color remains. The minister warned that the restrictions are necessary and will be evaluated day after day. So in this point or at this junction, they are trying to state that it depends on how the contagious is going to be. That will depend how they are going to be reducing the restriction which they are going to place on bound. All right, let's go a little bit forward. He said here, and will be evaluated day after day based on the trend of the curve, like I explained. All right, he said, which can be spended up previously by the variants. The framework of the measures in Fox and Maine confirmed that is the country color division model built on the basis of the epidemiological framework of each territory. We believe that differentiating the territories is the right way because it allows us to give a more suitable answer to each segment, explained Sparanza, adding that the sub-region audience adopted in these hours by many regional presidents further strengthening the country's anti-COVID-19 strategies. So guys, there are many articles here and then we are going to finish it today. All right, he said, in his opinion, however, we will not get out of it only thanks to the DPGM and to DPGM and the ordinance. We certainly need strong institutions that make the right choice, that courageously tell the country how things stand. But we need the contribution of all citizens in order not to let our guard down. You understand? At this junction, they are stating that they need the contribution of all citizens. Stanieri, be you color, green, white, blue, any color you are, in as far you are here in Italy, you have to cooperate so that we can win this battle of COVID-19. This is what Roberto Sparanza is trying to explain in this particular point. Let's go a little bit forward. All right, he said, but we need to but we need the contribution of all citizens in order not to let our guard down, like I explained already. To those who ask him if the government will consider extending the school calendar beyond the deadline, he said that on the subject, there will be a need for further reflections. You understand? So guys, there are many articles here based on what Draghi is still saying. This part is the part of this Roberto Sparanza. So guys, what I want you to understand is the framework of the DPGM which they are trying to prepare, that it will be on force starting from the 6th of this month, March, and it will end on the 6th of April 2021. So this is the framework what they are calculating, though they have not stamped it. If they stamp it, this is how it's going to look. I just try to give you guys a framework what these people are working based on DPGM in order to fight down the COVID-19 the way at which the variant is rising. Because now it's not being as if things are going wrong right away, because they're talking about the variant, the English variant that came from UK, whereby UK was having this variant that spread faster. But guys, what we have to pray is that, because God stated that if there is a man to pray, there is a God to answer. If we can pray, God can avert all this COVID-19. Just that sometimes we find it difficult to pray to God. That is why most of the white people, they suffer for this COVID-19, because most of them, if you are working with them, you'll be seeing where they'll be cursing themselves, not God, saying that Dio povero, Dio pognano, Dio this. All those words they utter, they don't know that God in heaven are seeing them. So in an extent, what I'm trying to state here is that we have to pray for the country, Italy. Since we are into existence, I think what affects Italians likewise affects us with the immigrants, because if they are not okay, we cannot collaborate with them in order for us to work together. So this is what I want you guys to understand. This is the framework of the DPGM with the Roberto Sparanza and that of the Mario Draghi, the Prime Minister, are preparing that Italian will try to face this restriction, and it's going to be based on your region, how the COVID-19 is, the color of your region, if you are in the orange zone, red zone, white zone, because now we have white zone. We never had white zone before, but now we are having white zone. So this is how they are trying to arrange these things. Have it in mind, just a framework I try to give you guys. When they stamp all these things, I'll still try to give an update, but in tanto, I try to give you updates so that you guys can see how to prepare, how all these things are going. So if you like this video the way I just tried to come and paraphrase what happened, I think you have to keep the like button. This show me that you guys love what I'm doing, so that I can kind of like a paraphrase for you guys before it comes for. They say you have to kind of like put the fully bottle before the rain start, because if the rain has been ended, you go and drop the filly bottle, you go still go carry am as you take drop am. So now so the issue take happen, now it is a man there to know how it they play. If you never subscribe to this channel, please guys try to subscribe and share out our video. Till next time again, we be together. I remain your boy Prince TV. Ciao.